We are doing an audio reading of the novel Engaged to be Married, Chapter 9, Travelogue, May 22nd. They sit in the booth in the dining car and watch the scenery as it passes by. It's a lovely day with flowering bushes and trees promising new life and hope. Order whatever you like, my treat. Looks to me like you haven't eaten in a while. He adds, "You're so thin." Emily scoffs. Eating is highly overrated. I usually eat once a day. I drink more though, more than before. Her voice again trails off. Charles wonders what she meant by that remark and a couple other remarks that she hasn't finished. He doesn't have an opportunity to ask. A waiter comes up to their table and they order. She slowly takes little sips of water. He is in a position where he can get a good look at Emily, not side by side, but sitting across from her, face to face. She smiles and turns to admire the view. Charles notices how lovely she is with no makeup, although slightly pale, creamy smooth complexion, and a natural beauty, and several years younger than himself. He surmises. Charles is upset that she is so much younger than him, but then wonder why he has thoughts like that at the same time. He suddenly feels nervous, like on a first date. He tries some small talk. Yeah, I do the typical 3 square meals a day thing myself. She doesn't offer a reason for her choice of the lack of sustenance. Her food arrives and they begin to eat, but Emily takes the tiniest little bites. At that rate, it would take her all day to finish everything on her plate. Charles decides to come out and insist on some answers. Tell me, Em, why are you traveling alone, and why don't you have any luggage? Shrugging, she just says, I have my reasons. Why are you so interested in me, Charlie, old man? I'm sure you do have your reasons, but if you don't mind me saying, you're the one who is definitely running away from someone or something. Your behavior is quite odd, to put it nicely. You don't have much of a filter either, now do you? And you stowed a suitcase on the same train as the victim. How odd is that? You thought that was odd? Not me. Happens all the time. Emily offers a hypothetical statistic that she pulls out of the air at random, like it's a fact. Did you know, Charlie, most of the crimes committed each and every year are crimes of theft done by people close to the victim? You're not going to tell me, are you? Just going to waltz around my questions in circles. This will get old, just saying. I might get bored with your nonsense after a few more miles. No, you're the one who's old, and we should expect nothing less for it to finally get boring. It always does, sooner or later. Happens all the time for couples, especially married couples, and I do believe it just happened to you and your fiancé, did it not? You want the truth? It's always been boring. Boring and predictable. There never was much or really any romance in our relationship. We seemed to be a good match. It made sense. Both of our families agreed even. It was an acceptable pairing and we were fine with the lack of excitement in our relationship. Well, I was really. She would have loved for me to be more social, but understood that my work was more important than play. But all that changed for me recently. I started thinking differently. How long has this been going on? 6 years? 6 years? She's been waiting 6 years for a wedding proposal, and now you've bailed on her? He recalls one thing she said earlier. You know, Em, reality really does suck. Told you. You're sure sure were making me feel like I was the only one making wrong decisions here. How does it feel to be on the other side of the tracks now, old man? Pun intended? Charles smiles as he asks, What? Emily asks clueless. You know, a pun. You made a little pun because we're on a train. with tracks. What train? Oh no, I meant to buy a plane ticket. Now what am I to do? Okay, you can stop with the childish games. Maybe you should have a friend fake your kidnapping, Charlie. Then you'd be free as a bird. Melodramatic child you are. So I let her think I may be dead or worse, and have her wait it out even longer for me to get it right? Right. Point taken. That would be even more cruel than what you did to her back there with the phone call. He breathes in to gain courage. Yeah, I am running. There, I admit it. But if you must know, this trip is more about myself than breaking away from her. Let me remind you, I'm the only one here that has been open and completely honest about why I'm on this train up to this point. Oh, I remember everything. And so it's your turn to fess up, Em. From what or whom are you running? Apparently, you were in one big hurry because you left with next to nothing. Why are you on this train? Because I like to travel. Not surprisingly, another wild remark of Emily's has come sailing at him out of left field, and he isn't able to give a response. He rolls his eyes, takes a deep breath, turns and looks out the window, not sure where to take that conversation from there. Charles says nothing, knowing he won't get a straight answer from her. He hopes to finish his meal in silence now. She giggles some, not too sure why, and chalks up her inappropriate mannerisms to a sudden case of nervousness, but she refuses to let it bother her. She isn't intimidated by his aloof silence either. She's beginning to enjoy his company and is worried she will let too much slip if she gets too comfortable around him. She doesn't intend to answer all of his questions for fear Charlie will leave once he learns the answers. What did you mean about finding yourself earlier? Emily questions. I mean, just look at you. Oh yeah, what about me? Let me have it. I can take it. Charles is determined not to believe one word she says. You, with that handsome face of yours, I mean, you know, for your age, and all that dark hair, thick dark hair too. You look like an actor or something. And those are expensive clothes, I can tell. Oh yeah, you know that you're God's gift to women, looking like you do, now don't you? So darn confident. It's no sweat off your back, condescendingly bending low to speak to the likes of me. No, you got it all wrong, kid. It's not at all like that. He refuses to confess that he was hoping that he would get that reaction from some. Emily persists. Oh, yes. And there it is. At least the second lie you've told today. But not to worry. There's no God to have to answer to for all those lies you're telling. What did you just say? She ignores his question. You think that every single lady would be eager to jump aboard your sweet loving caboose. Emily's secret thoughts have just passed through her lips, and any attempt at an insult has backfired big time on her. She shrinks down in the seat and whispers, Tell me I did not just say that out loud. He smiles shyly and decides to let her off the hook after that true confession. Charles again tries to glean some truth about Emily, who she is, and where she comes from. Asking one more time here, what or who are you running from? With no luggage, it is obviously you were sure in a hurry to leave. Didn't want them, or him, to know that you left for good either. Isn't that why you don't have any luggage? Whoever looked around in your room or apartment, they would merely surmise that a certain mode of transportation took you somewhere momentarily, I would think. It wouldn't have been until much later that they would figure out that you are not coming back. But by then, it's too late to catch up with you, and that's how I see it going down. Emily gets right in his face. Ooh, the big bad detective guy. Well, it takes one to know one. That's a juvenile remark even for you. She considers what else he had said. The part a certain mode of transportation was kind of clever, but you really meant going out for a walk, right? Right, and again she weaves and dodges. Charlie moves side to side really fast to mimic what he just said. Shouldn't that be my line about you? I guess we're kind of in the same boat or on the same train. Charlie notices all the remaining food that's still on her plate. He hasn't had an opportunity to ask about that either. In an instant, Emily jumps up, looks panicked, looks around quickly. He presumes the worst. Has he again gone too far with his harsh words? He figures Emily is ready to run out like she apparently has done recently to someone else. He cannot fault her for what he's guilty of as well. I've made you angry, I'm sorry. Charlie sighs and drops his eyes. Please don't go. What? No, I have to pee, like right now. He doesn't believe her. Okay, I'll go with you. Are you finished? I thought you were hungry. She makes a flimsy excuse. No, I really just have to go pee. Stay here. Guard my plate. Charles has a dumbfounded look on his face. Emily spies a nicely dressed waiter close by. Don't allow that penguin to swipe it. He looks like a real neat freak. I will be back in a minute or so. Please, Charlie? Charles has no choice but to comply as Emily bolts out of the dining car. Having been forced into the position of food guardian now is his position. He does save her meal, even puts their 2 napkins over the plate, attempting to keep it warm somewhat. He tells the porter not to reclaim her dinner plate, but to bring him another burger. In all, Charles waits for nearly 40 minutes. Her food gets cold despite his best efforts. Charles has devoured twice the amount he would normally consume, but he doesn't want to relinquish their booth. Emily doesn't return to the dining car as promised. Charles becomes frustrated, feeling she's not once done right by him after his great kindness of not turning her into the cops, and 2, of offering to buy her that expensive meal that she has all but wasted. Infuriated after waiting so long, he leaves the dining car. He goes back and plops down in the same seats that they were occupying before, and he closes his eyes. A light tap on his shoulder rouses him. Emily states, It's okay. I'm sorry I took too long. I won't hold you responsible for my meal being taken. You said a minute. I was getting ready to have the porter go look for you. Do you know how long you kept me waiting? Stinking long, that's how long. Emily is having a hard time keeping a straight face. It's too funny watching him get mad, knowing that he's covering up his concern for her with feigned anger. You think that was funny? I'm so full I could pop. Miserably full. I kept our seat and I kept eating. Get your kicks running off from everyone, do you? Glad to see that you weren't awfully worried about little old me. Just so you know, I'm okay now. What? Are you not feeling well? Emily looks past him into the distance. Wow, clueless much? You know what? Yeah, she probably doesn't realize what a lucky girl she is, being set free from all the oppressiveness that you present. You have a lot of nerve. I protect you from getting hauled off to jail by the cops. I buy you a meal, and all you manage to do is insult me over and over again. Lot of nerve, little girl. Takes one to know one. Immature and selfish child. Aren't we all? Charlie goes from being very angry to being mystified that Emily's able to turn his whole life upside down after such a short time. Both settle in their seats, saying nothing more. Their emotions have been greatly taxed thus far, for all their deep soul searching, and so far this trip has been exhausting. Both drift off to sleep. That's the end of chapter 9 of Engaged to be Married.